Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Huzaifah Ahmed and I am from Rehan Korangi campus. Today I've got another task for discussion with ChatGPT, which is the art of storytelling and how to inspire and captivate others. So let's start. Hey ChatGPT, today the topic of the task of discussion is the art of storytelling and how to inspire and captivate others.
That's a fantastic topic. Storytelling is such a powerful tool, whether it's in leadership, writing, or just connecting with people. So, where would you like to begin? Are you thinking about personal storytelling or more structured narratives for a specific purpose?
Why don't you first explain to me what exactly is storytelling and why is it considered one of the most powerful forms of human connection? Oh, sorry, human communication.
Yeah, absolutely. So, storytelling is essentially the art of using narrative, characters, plot, and emotion to convey ideas, share experiences, and make sense of the world. And it's so powerful because it taps into something deeply human, our need for meaning, connection, and identity. When we hear a story, it's not just facts, it's something that sparks our imagination, emotions, and even our sense of belonging.
What does neuroscience say about how stories affect the brain differently than plain facts and data?
Ooh, great question. Neuroscience actually shows that stories engage multiple areas of the brain, like the sensory cortex, the motor cortex, so we can literally see, hear, and feel what's happening. And when we hear a story, it often triggers the release of oxytocin, which is linked to trust and empathy. So stories don't just inform, they really invite us to step into another person's shoes in a way that raw data often can't.
What makes a story truly captivating? Is it the plot, the emotion, the characters, or something else deeper?
I think it's a mix of all of those, but what often makes a story really captivating is that emotional connection. Memorable characters who feel real, a plot that takes you somewhere unexpected, those things resonate. And when a story sparks curiosity or evokes a deep feeling, it sticks with us long after we hear it.
What's the difference between someone who tells stories and someone who truly captivates an audience?
That's a great distinction. So, anyone can tell a story, just sharing a sequence of events, but someone who captivates goes beyond that. They have a kind of presence. They use pacing, tone, vivid details, maybe even body language, so the audience feels something deeper. It's like they create a space where we can't help but be pulled in and transformed by the experience.
Okay, now explain it in detail for me. That how do the world's best storytellers, I'm talking about filmmakers, leaders, and speakers, structure their narratives, which is different from us?
Absolutely. So the best storytellers tend to follow a few key principles. First, they create a strong hook, something at the very beginning that grabs attention. Then they set up a clear, relatable character with a goal, often facing an obstacle or conflict. And they structure the narrative with a rising tension, so every moment builds up until a big emotional payoff. Plus, they often anchor their stories in universal themes, things like identity, belonging, or transformation, so the audience feels like it mirrors their own life.
What role does vulnerability and authenticity play in making a story resonate with people?
Ooh, that's really crucial. Vulnerability is like a bridge. It lets us see the storyteller as human, imperfect, and real. When people share their struggles or their uncertainties, it invites the audience to open up and relate. And authenticity, when the storyteller truly believes in what they're saying, just magnifies that trust. So it's that raw, honest connection that makes a story truly stick with us.
How do you use storytelling in everyday context, whether it be presentations, conversations, and social media, and not just on a stage? Cover each and every topic of this statement so it's clear to all of us once and for all.
Yeah, definitely. So, in everyday contexts, storytelling is super versatile. In presentations, you can use a narrative arc, maybe a personal anecdote or a real life case, so people don't just hear data, they feel it. In conversations, you can shape a point with a brief story, like a metaphor or a personal challenge, so your message lands more deeply. And on social media, stories are gold. They're what stop people scrolling. You can share a small, relatable moment, a customer success, or a behind the scenes glimpse, because those little narratives build connection even in short, everyday interactions.
Okay, in your opinion, what are the most common storytelling mistakes that lose the audience's attention immediately?
Yeah, I see a few big ones come up a lot. First, being too vague. If a story doesn't have a clear sense of stakes or a relatable character, people drift away. Another big mistake is overloading with details. Too many facts or subplots can confuse or bore the audience. And finally, a weak emotional arc. If a story doesn't build or evolve, it stays flat and we stop caring. So keeping it clear, specific, and emotionally resonant is key.
Now, how has digital media and short form content changed the rules of effective storytelling?
Yeah, it's really reshaped the game. With digital media, you have a much shorter window. You have to hook people in seconds. So storytelling has become more concise, often just one powerful moment or image. Platforms like Instagram or TikTok really thrive on visual storytelling, quick, punchy, emotionally charged moments. But the core is still there. You just have to distill the essence, focus on one big takeaway, and let that small burst still carry emotional weight.
Can the ability of storytelling be learned and developed, or is it a natural gift some people are just born with and are lucky?
Oh, definitely. It can be learned. I mean, sure, some people might have a natural talent or comfort with it, but storytelling is a skill like anything else. You can practice structure, pacing, and using sensory detail. And by analyzing great storytellers, whether it's books, films, or speeches, you start to see the patterns. So with practice, anyone can get better at it and find their own voice.
Okay, now what's one storytelling technique someone can apply today to make their next conversation or post feel more compelling?
Ooh, a simple but really effective technique is using a moment of change. So in your conversation or post, describe a small pivotal moment, a shift in perspective, a decision, or a simple action, and show how it led to something bigger. That kind of micro transformation is super relatable and it leaves a lasting impression.
Alright, everyone, this was the end of my discussion with ChatGPT for today. I hope you liked it. I liked it very much myself. Uh, Thank you,
I'm
everyone. Until the next one, Allah Hafiz.
You're very welcome. I really